Hello everyone and welcome to the Metro. I actually did a video part like this last night, and after watching it for a couple of times, it didn't really go so well for me. I mean, I do these videos for you guys, and I always keep in mind that you know if it's cringy for me, it's probably cringy for you guys. So I'm here at McDonald's Marcos Highway. I'm sitting at the patio on a sunny yet cloudy day. A mixture of both sun and cloudy. Not really my favorite. It's warm. It's a bit muggy. But, yeah. I'm also enjoying a Coke float, which you might ask, why do I always order Coke float here at McDonald's? Well, this goes back around almost 20 years ago when I was working at the banking industry. And yeah, I fancied someone back then, and this is what we often order. So it kind of brings you back to those days, those happy days of mine. I will have that story in the future. I'll tell you more about it. Um, but today is basically a look back to 2025. It's December 31st, and maybe I should have opened with that one. But it's December 31st, and 2025, while it was better than the previous year, because as you may know by now, I hated 2024. 2024 was the worst of the worst for me. And 2025 was supposed to be a new beginning. But it still had the bitter taste of 2024. I'll try not to go into too much details about it, and I'll probably do that on another video. Um, but 2025 did have its highlights. And basically for this year, it was reconnecting with people that I haven't seen for a very long time. The first person on that list is my cousin. I haven't seen him for 30 years. He visited early 2025, and that was great. He was with his wife Emily, and it was great seeing Kit and Emily. After that, it was my niece, my favorite niece. It's funny that she's all grown up now. She's a little above 20 years old, but every time I see her, I always see that little girl that I've known for a very long time. She has a career in Sydney, and she also visited with her significant other. And I wish them well. One of the biggest reconnects I had for this year was with my good friend G Boy, and I'll I'll talk about him probably later, or maybe on a separate video, because I don't want to go into too much of a tangent, and that's one thing that happened to me last night. While doing this video, I went on a tangent, and I think I arrived in Alaska for that tangent before going back to what I was really talking about. Anyway, so while Jiba hasn't visited Manila for a while, for a few years now, and we haven't seen each other since he actually, I think, left for Canada. So it was great seeing him, and it was also great that because of that, because of his visit, I got to we got to have dinner with a couple of our mutual friends, you know, and that was the highlight. That because it was like bringing back 30 years of our lives. The moment we sat down all together, it was like there wasn't 30 years in between us. It was like we had the same inside jokes, we had the same stories, not new stories. I'm also glad that, you know, we're still not old enough to talk about Bengay or amlodipine medicine stuff. You know, we're old enough to understand the world, the lives we're living in, but it's still fun. You know, that was the one thing. Um, Another highlight was I finally managed to complete the Starbucks stickers after 10 years. Um, and I got a new tumbler for it. And the reason why I actually completed it was because a Starbucks opened near my place, and that was easy. That became a highlight as well because I had a place to go to when I need to think and have coffee. And then I had the dinner with an old flame of mine, but it was because of mutual acquaintances. And the funny thing is, after many years, I've realized that the feelings that I had for her were still there. So that was precious time. But I knew even then, you know, we've been, we haven't seen each other for a very long time. That there was nothing there. I mean, she has moved on with her life, and while while the want and the affection I have for her is still there, I just have to face reality that, you know, nothing's gonna be there. But it was great seeing her. It was great, you know, catching up, seeing that she's doing well. So those were the highlights of my year. It's like reconnecting with people that I haven't seen for a very long time. And as far as 2026 is concerned, we'll see what will happen. I try not to make long-term plans, especially from my point of view right now. And I will get into that maybe soon. But as far as the channel is concerned, it will still exist. As long as I have the means for it, I will. Because in some ways, I love interacting with all of you. And my usual postings will be there, my usual stuff will be there. But I look forward to 2026, not in too much of a positivity, but a pessimistic optimist. Halfway there. Hope for the best, expect the worst, as I say. Well, folks, as it gets a little crowded in where I am, I will end this video and hope to see you in 2026. I'm so happy that you guys have stayed with me for this long. And also, I'd like to thank everyone for watching my channel and watching my content. Um, 2025, I wouldn't say it was I wouldn't say it was a great thing, and the best way for me to describe it, because of its highs and lows for me. Well, 2025, it's a year. It's 365 days. Yeah, this wasn't a leap year, so yeah, it was 365 days, literally. Anyway, folks, I'll see you back in the metro. See you soon. Have a nice day.